In the heart of Australia, there is a sea of sand, a vast, unforgiving emptiness that stretches to the horizon. The first people called it the Land of Thirst, a place where the sun is a hammer and the mirage's promise lies. It is a place of brutal heat, endless dunes, and silence. For generations, it was known as the dead heart of the continent. Many had tried to cross it. All had failed. Brave explorers and tough as nails bushmen, pushing the limits of both their endurance and their machines, were all turned back, defeated. It was a graveyard of ambition, a place that eats machines for breakfast. By 1962, the Simpson Desert remained the last great unconquered patch of Australian earth, a blank spot on the map, stamped uncrossed. But to one man, that blank spot was a challenge. Reg Sprigg wasn't a daredevil. He was a geologist who saw resources where others saw only ruin. He was on a mission to survey for oil, and he believed the only way to truly understand the desert was to conquer it. To do what no one had ever done before: drive a vehicle from one side to the other. For a journey this brutal, he needed a truck that was simple, tough as nails, and utterly reliable. He didn't choose a Land Rover, which was known for mechanical fussiness. He didn't choose a Jeep, which many found too small. Instead, he listened to the whispers coming from the snowy mountains hydro scheme, where construction crews swore by the unstoppable toughness of a relative newcomer. He put his faith in the Nissan Patrol. With its rugged chassis and bulletproof engine, the G60 was a basic, no-nonsense machine. Sprigg loaded it to the breaking point with fuel, water, and supplies. The leaf springs were flattened, the tires bulging under the immense weight, ready to face the impossible. There were no roads, no tracks. They were navigating by compass alone, pioneers in a truly alien landscape. Just 1,100 sand dunes, a relentless, parallel sea of sand, with waves hundreds of feet high, all running north to south, standing between them and their destination. It was a relentless, uphill battle against the sand. The soft sand was a constant trap, the engine threatening to overheat in the brutal sun, while drinking precious fuel at an alarming rate. For 13 days, it was an endless cycle of driving, digging, and wrestling the machine over the next crest. Every dune was a victory, a screaming, first-gear battle against gravity, ending with a brief moment of triumph on the crest. Out there, the Patrol wasn't just a truck, it became a trusted companion. You could hear the groan of the steel, feel the strain on the engine with every meter gained. It was a machine with a stubborn will to live that matched the man behind the wheel. Every mile was a testament to the endurance of the man and the sheer, stubborn toughness of his machine. Finally, after 13 brutal days, the end was in sight. But the desert does not give up its prizes easily. Battered by the relentless dunes, the Patrol was pushed to its absolute breaking point. The sand, the heat, the isolation, it was a coordinated final assault designed to break them, and the engine, choked with fine red dust, was constantly overheating. Threatening to seize completely, each boilover consumed their precious life-giving water. In the vast, silent emptiness, there was no rescue, no backup. Reg Sprigg wasn't just a geologist fighting for a goal. He was a father, hundreds of kilometers from help, with his family's survival resting on his next decision. Survival depended on bush mechanics and a prayer. With water critically low, the world shrinks. Every thought becomes about the next sip. The sun is no longer just a light in the sky. It's a physical weight, pressing down, cracking the earth and your lips. The heat radiates up from the floor of the truck, relentless and suffocating. You can feel every drop of sweat, knowing it can't be replaced. And the machine, pushed far beyond its limits, was just as thirsty, threatening to boil over with every hard-won meter. They weren't just driving anymore, they were surviving. Reg Sprigg and his family nursed the battered Patrol through the final, grueling miles. And then, civilization. A single dusty building on the horizon. The Birdsville Hotel. To the few locals who witnessed their arrival, it must have looked like an apparition emerging from the heat haze. Exhausted, sunburnt, and caked in the red dust of the desert, their clothes in tatters. They had done it. There was no fanfare, just the quiet, stunned disbelief of a handful of people who knew it was impossible. They were the first. The little Nissan Patrol was beaten, but not broken. It had conquered the unconquerable. The news didn't come from a press release. It came through the bush telegraph, the network of outback stations and remote towns. Word spread from dusty pub to dusty pub of the humble Japanese truck that did the impossible. This incredible feat earned the G60 a reputation for toughness that money couldn't buy. It put Nissan on the map in Australia and fired the first shot in a brutal, decades-long war for the outback. Against Toyota's Land Cruiser, that single act of defiance forged the Patrol's DNA, creating a dynasty where each new generation grew bigger, stronger, and more capable. From the punishing Australian outback to the vast Arabian dunes, the Patrol earned a legendary title, spoken with reverence by those who know. The King of the Desert.